A championship.
Sunday morning in a street in Sheffield, a city conceived by the Industrial Revolution. Tim Tett, once a student at Sheffield University, now unemployed like so many graduates, is going to escape down into the woods today to indulge in his sport, orienteering. What is orienteering? Running in the woods with a map and compass, looking for specific controls. A sport born in Scandinavia, where great pine forests still cover much of the country. A sport designed to use their natural resources. It came to Britain in the 1960s, but alas, our natural forests were decimated in the First World War. And now we are left with man-made woods, like this section of Sherwood Forest, once the home of Robin Hood. Now it is the setting for the British Relay Championships, sponsored by Prudential Assurance. The man in blue doesn't quite know where his next control is, and neither does she. That's it, a red and white flag in a depression. On a course that is no more than 5 miles in length, he may have to find 19 or so of those controls. So accuracy of navigation is more important than speed over the ground. He too has made the same mistake, gone to a control that's on someone else's course. Today, 1,000 competitors from 330 teams will be challenging for the honours in 14 different classes, the most important being the men's Open Championships. Tim Tett will run the anchor leg, the last of 3, for his team, South Yorkshire Orienteering Club.
Well, I've been in South Yorkshire Orienteers for 3 years now, since I left university. Rob Pearson, our first leg runner, he's been in SYO for 6 or 7 years now, I think. Malcolm Patterson, he joined at the same time as me because we finished university at the same time. It's only last year, really, that we started winning the major titles. We won the JK Trophy, which was rather a surprise to us, although we knew we had a chance, but we didn't really think we were going to win it. It was just good, consistent running, and we came in first. And then we followed up with the British Championships later in the year. Well, if I'm leading on the last leg, I'm pretty confident that we'll win. But if we're a couple of minutes down, depending on who I'm chasing, and I'm still fairly confident because I'm running quite a lot better than a lot of the other orienteers in the country at the moment. Number 1, eh? Well, I don't think so at the moment. But I think with some hard work I could get there.
The essential gear for orienteering is a car to get you to the forest, a light nylon suit to protect you from scratches, a pair of studded shoes, and a good compass. The organisers provide the map. In relay competitions, it's concealed in a large brown envelope. Nobody's allowed to study their course until the whistle blows. First off are the ladies' open class, the best orienteers in each club. If this was an individual competition, each runner would go off at minute intervals. But in a relay, it's a mass start. But they're not all going to the same control. It's no good following the runner next to you, because she, in all probability, will be aiming for a different control, which will not be marked on your map, and if you go with her, you'll soon be lost. It's rather like the fable of the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise who trundles along at a steady pace, always in the right direction, will beat the hare who runs hither and thither. Control number 65. It's the number on the flag that tells her that this is the control she's looking for. She clips her control card to prove she's been there. The red lines are paths, the green patches are dense forests which are best avoided. Control A1 is a tripod, B1 a clearing in the forest, and C1 a dry ditch or gully. The symbols tell you which. 3 different controls to split the runners. From these controls, each group will be split again, so the secret is to know where you are all the time and to ignore those around you. At the control, there are rows of needle punches which you use to punch your control card in the correct box, like this. Now some of the men from the older age classes are in the forest, each intent on his own route. The first handover. This lady, she's from the Bristol Orienteering Club, will run a slightly different course to their lead runner. This is where time is lost, close to the control. Is it right or left? The winner of the ladies' open class, Wendy Lightfoot, a British international running for South Yorkshire, Tim Tett's club. So they've won one of the major titles.
Was it hard?
Oh, it wasn't too hard. It was just hard to keep pushing yourself. When you're on your own, it's just...
It's a family sport. All ages can go down into the woods to compete or to watch. The Forestry Commission like it.
Orienteering is a sport which is built up around forestry, and it's a sport which Forestry Commission are very keen to encourage. In Sherwood Forest District, we have around 12 orienteering events each year, and we have no problems at all coping with that number of events. We're very keen to encourage the use of forests, the type of use in forests that will integrate well with the environment. So it's our policy to allow anyone free access on foot where we're able to, where our tenure allows us to, and to encourage sports like orienteering, which can be carried out without any damage to the environment. One thing I will say for orienteers is that they're very country-conscious people, and that one would be able to come here tomorrow morning, even though there's been 1,000 people enjoying the sport here today, and it would be virtually impossible for anyone to tell where the event had even taken place.
Are the maps, specially drawn by orienteers for orienteers, of any use to the Forestry Commission men?
Not personally, no. I've only just started to learn how to read orienteering maps. I can read OS maps very clearly, but I've always found orienteering maps a little bit complicated until recently. But I can see that they could be very useful to us, the way you do them in such detail.